let me go ahead and just start us off, man. Not Coach Tomlin show. We back. Um, it's one of the Mondays, man. One of the Mondays, man. Mondays after the loss never feels real good. Um, but I had a pretty good day. As real people life, as a normal human. You know what I mean? We're
Yeah.
good, right? What about you?
Yeah, getting as far as the real life goes to, I had 4 days off, 4.5 days off.
True. Very true.
So getting back to work, it was definitely a busy day. But it felt good getting back to the norm, so to speak, and I got a vacation coming up in a couple of weeks where I'm just gonna take a whole week. So go from there. So yeah, no, today was a fine Monday, as far as me, the normal person is, but as a Steelers fan, it's there's been many brighter days I've seen on a Monday
Yeah.
for sure. This is one of the darker days.
I'm not
Uh,
gonna lie, man. It feels a little different these days than it has in the past. You know what I mean? Um, let's just let go over the game first, and then we can kind of talk about some of those other residual feelings. I mean, there's not much to really go over. Um,
no, I mean, I really was going to start off with like asking you like what the hell do we even talk about yesterday? Like, I didn't even I had a little bit of notes actually, and then I honestly tossed them because I'm like, what? There was nothing good that came from yesterday's game. Maybe okay, the two turnovers to start like the first quarter, we scored off of one of them, and then
yep.
from there, that's all we could talk about with the team as far as what happened that was good for us. Everything
Yeah,
else
and the
afterwards
turnover
was a
was
disaster.
the turnover we actually scored off of was off of James Cook fumbling off his own kneecap,
Yeah,
um, which is funny, of
yeah,
course. The one thing, the one very very small shimmer glimmer of light that comes through the dark clouds is Asante Samuel. We got to see his debut as a Steeler.
yeah.
Obviously, he had to do a lot of tackling because the running backs were on the second level all
All
night
game.
long, all game long. It was on the second level, man. That zone scheme against those shaky linebackers, we got to see what full display
Yeah,
yesterday.
definitely.
From the beginning, from the first play. You know what I mean? So, um, man, it wasn't nothing. I mean, Eccles made a great play. I think it was more of a bad pass on Josh's part for the
Oh, for
for the
sure,
first
more of a bad
turnover.
pass. Yeah.
No Darius Slay, so I was excited before the game started. But obviously, man, I mean, we needed him out there as a 13, 12, 13 person out there because
Just to miss, yeah, just as a person to miss another tackle, yeah. I mean,
right.
he wasn't going
Uh,
to make those tackles.
at all. Um, we went into the half up 3-7. You know, but I told you from the beginning, man. I was like, this don't look good.
Yeah,
And now, from the beginning of the game, I was like, I already had this chalked up as a loss even before the season started. Before I even knew that our defense was going to be this bad. Then I was like, well, let's see if they make any adjustments for the second half. First play of the second half, gives them 7. Um, and that is partially, I don't know. I guess you can tell me because you said that was Tomlin's fault. So I want to hear your input on that in regards to the second half playing.
you mean the whole second half, or are you talking about the first drive?
Right, because the first drive, I mean, because going into the half, Mike was like, "We got to run the ball more." That was
Yeah,
something that you told me about that you had issue with.
yeah, I did. It's frustrating. Again, I feel like I'm using the word frustrated way too much the past like season. Actually, at this
Yep.
point, like that is like I got to get rid of that word because I'm tired of using it. But there's no other word to describe it. It's you say one thing and then you don't follow through. Like
Hmm.
it's almost like he thinks that the opposing coach is watching what he's saying in the interview, or someone with the headset is like, "This is what Thomas said." Like they're going to be running the ball, and then he's just trying to psych them out or something because
Yep.
I don't know. We didn't run the ball. Like,
No.
I think that we had a total of maybe, what was it, 15, 16, 17 runs all game. There wasn't that many
Yep.
runs.
And I think we had like
Um,
55 yards rushing or something like that,
yeah,
56,
it
something
was
like that.
pathetic, dude. Pathetic. So if you're going to say we got to come out and run the ball better, and then you come out and you don't run the ball, period, that's an issue. That's an
Yeah.
issue. And
So, and
not just me, you should have a problem with it. The whole fan base should have a problem with it because
no, I mean
when you did
for
run,
sure.
when you did run, they were on downs that were obvious run plays, or you shouldn't have been running at all.
Yeah.
So what's the deal?
Yeah. So I think the first play, That first play I'm putting on Aaron. He held the ball
That's
too
fine.
long. Go down, something, right? Because like, where's your common sense? You step
Yeah.
past the defender. You think he's not gonna pursue you anymore? So you got to get rid of it or go down. Whatever. It's the same. It was kind of the same thing, like the Chargers game. Like, bro, you see the defender. Like, just because you step to the side doesn't mean he's gonna stop running.
Yeah.
Like, so boom, then he gets broke. Like, first of all, that's my issue as well. Aaron had no business being out there.
Yeah.
That's just first and foremost, man. He can't even hand the ball off, bro. Like, he can't even take a snap under center. That takes away a lot of the planned runs that we want to do off the play act. Like, play action don't work as well out of shotgun as from under center. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So that eliminates the already very limited playbook that we got from Arthur Smith to begin with.
Yeah. From 2 pages to 1 page, so.
Right. A page, a half a page. You know what I mean? And so when you have to come out with formations with 3 tight ends and running bunch formation with DK over here and Freiermuth and Jonnu Smith, and then you got Darnell Washington on the other end of the line, and then you're trying to run pass routes out of it on first down. Yeah, it's definitely confusing. And then going back to your point, man, about running the ball, right? So start of the second drive, second half, Mason Rudolph comes out. They run the ball, get a short gain. Then he throws a pass, I think, and then we get a penalty. I mean, they get a penalty. The Buffalo gets a penalty. We get a 15 yards. So they run the ball again on first down. The next play is the pick. Play action. On second down. But play action off second down. Fresh off of being cold, coming off the sideline.
Yeah.
That's when I texted you, like, all right, you got it. You know what I mean? Talking about running the ball. And right as he threw the pick, the announcers was like, Mike Tomlin said they wanted to run the ball more the second half as the ball's in the air, getting intercepted. I went back and watched the broadcast again, and like it happened literally as they were saying.
Yeah.
Tomlin was saying they're going to run the ball more in the second half. And so the 2 turnovers we get in the first half erased within the first 2 minutes of the second half. So like it meant nothing. And then they continued to run the ball down our throat. The same play over and over. You remember that Marshawn Lynch thing when he was like over and over and over
It was
and over and over and over. That's what they did. Over and over and over again. That's what happened, bro. It was bad.
Yeah.
Embarrassing. Embarrassing.
Counter.
250 yards, bro. That is embarrassing, man.
100 from each of the running backs?
I think so.
Yeah.
Well, they had 3 of them in there, so they all took turns.
Yeah.
But James Cook, I think, had a big bulk of that. But
well, listen, James Cook has been having a good year anyway. So like they've been running
James
the ball.
Cook is one of the best running backs in football, and so like
either way, you know how the Bills have been playing the past couple of weeks. You know that they haven't been really passing the ball well. Like there's things that were lining up to be. The weather was bad. It wasn't great. Clearly, it was freezing. It was windy. You know that they're probably going to come out and run the ball. At the very least, be running option plays with Allen.
They're missing their starting tackles. Both their starting tackles are missing.
Exactly.
It's a nasty weather game. What else? What better way they have to keep the rush off of Josh Allen than to run the ball? And it worked probably better than they even expected it to. So like,
those are the type of
didn't
games,
have to do much.
Yeah, those are the type of games, though, in the past the Steelers have thrived on. Like, we want those type of games. We want the ones where you got to run the ball and it's their front line versus our front line and who's going to win.
Yep.
Who's going to win in the trenches. And we got absolutely embarrassed. Absolutely embarrassed. And Cam Hayward wants to worry about, like, what Josh Allen is and what how he talks and what he does. Focus on something else, man. Focus on something else other than the quarterback. Yeah, absolutely.
He's soft for that. He complaining about it after the fact.
Shots.
You should have did something about it, man. The person you could get the cheap shots off on the easiest is the quarterback. So he kicked you, go get him back. Stop crying. What are you crying about in that post game for? Nobody wants to hear that shit.
Absolutely.
What are you crying about?
Going back to what I was saying that's the type of game Pittsburgh thrives in, what we've always won. We love those games. Fans love those games. Yep. And it was starting to look like that in the first half, but it still was ugly. I was like, I'm not really loving this. And then second half comes out, and it's just they just run after run after run, and it's almost like they're defeated themselves. Like there's no pride anymore of wearing that Steelers jersey. At least I don't personally see it. I hear a lot of words.
Minka said it last year, right? Or was it the year before? Minka said, "Oh, just because you think you got the black and gold on, like you think that's it. Like there's more to this." And like, hey, I miss Minka. I
Yeah,
do.
yeah.
You
No,
know,
he had a pick six yesterday too, at the
a
end of
pick
that
two.
game. Oh,
It was a
pick two.
pick
Sorry,
two.
pick two. My bad. But either way,
but yeah, I mean, like it looked bad all around, man. When I looked at the game again, Fryermuth got 0 targets. Um, Aaron was
only five players had catches, I believe, for us. Only
Aaron
five.
was sailing. Aaron was sailing everything. Then he's calling out his receivers. Everybody couldn't run the wrong route every time, bro. Like, but
Yeah.
also, what happened to MVS, man? I was talking about help is on the way. Dude been on the roster for practice squad for a month now. We ain't seen him yet. What's going on with my boy? It's only 4 plays that he got to know. Like, what's going
Just-
on? Where you
I'm
at,
done.
MVS,
Yeah,
man?
I don't really care at this point. What bothered me about Rogers' comments is that he's been able to get away with that, obviously being like the Packers guy for that many years and being, the quarterback of the league. And so he could say things like that if he needed to with the Packers. The Jets, that organization's a joke, so you can literally say whatever you want. Like he can get away with that. But in Pittsburgh, when you say stuff like that, like players aren't showing up to meetings or hinting that players aren't showing up to meetings,
Yep,
and that kind of falls now. You're kind of putting the blame on Tomlin for saying like he doesn't have these guys where they need to be. They're not showing
yep,
up. There's no penalty. There's nothing going on. So you're not just throwing your wide receivers. You're throwing the coaches under the bus too. And at some point, the accountability has to come from all ends, not just hey, it's Tomlin's fault, it's the receiver's fault, but not mine. Like
yep.
that's just not okay to happen. You say everyone's at blame at the very least. You don't say, oh, these receivers are running the wrong routes. Well, guess what? Sometimes they're running the right routes and you're still missing them. You're still sailing the ball over their head. So what's the deal
Hey,
with that?
man. Hey, we knew this was Aaron before. You know what I mean? So this is something that the Steelers knew they were signing up for. So like,
Yeah.
I can't even be upset about it because it's like, hey, that's the same guy that he's always been for the past 21 years.
Listen,
You
I'm
know what I'm
upset with
saying?
everything with Steelers,
And
so
so
I'm upset
that
with
goes back up
everything.
to the top. That goes back up to the top because him and Mike, you know what I mean? He been wanting Mike to play. He would want to play for Mike. Mike been wanting Aaron Rodgers for a very long time. So like, now they're getting what they want, and now we're seeing where we at now. Mid 6-6. It don't get more mid than that. Like literally 500 right now. TJ Watt, Mr. Watt. I don't know where you are. I would love for you to come back wherever you went to, Mr. Watt.
Oh, I started.
Um,
Yeah, I put up missing posters actually in Danbury. I started around my complex with TJ
okay,
Watt. So if anyone
cool.
finds them, please report to us as soon as you can.
Yeah, please
We
pull up
want to know
to
that he's safe. We
Knockouts
want to know that
Column
he's okay.
podcast. We looking for Trent Jordan. Where you at, Trent? Trent Jordan Watt. We looking for you, baby.
Yeah,
Renegade. Renegade. We talked about this already. Don't play that shit no more. Don't
done,
play that shit no
done.
more. You playing Renegade when we losing 23-7? Do not play that shit no more. Please.
No, no, there should have been dead. We talked about this like 3 weeks ago, dude. Like
Yep.
no, just stop playing it. That shit's done with, and it should be done with for a very long time, if
Yep.
not forever. So that's another thing. Cut that out, and
The
yeah,
Steelers
I
of
mean,
old, man. I think this is dark times, man. The Steelers
no,
of
it is, and
old.
I don't want to hear from. I've been, you know me, like I'm super like positive. Like I try to look at like, hey, dude, hey, we're still tied for first in the division. We still have a shot at the playoffs. That shit
Yep.
means nothing to me when I know deep down that if we make the playoffs, it's going to be a romping, whoever we play. Like
Yep.
why would I get excited about a playoff appearance that I know that we're not going to be ready for or prepared for or disciplined for if we can't even show it in the regular season coming up on
Yep.
week 14 now. So I don't
Yep.
want to hear from other
There's
Steelers fans. Hey, we're still in the playoff hunt. Well, guess what? We're in the playoff hunt every freaking year. And what has that
yep.
gotten us?
Yeah, I need if the fire Tomlin chants, they're getting louder and louder. I need us to lose out, man.
Yeah,
I'm
and
not
I
gonna
know that
lie. We gotta
there's
be
something.
bad. We gotta just be bad one of these years, bro. Like
Yeah,
maybe this is it. We got the old guy out there. He's looking old. Early on, it was like, oh, Aaron's looking all right. He's running out there with a robot arm, bro. Did you see that
yeah,
cast he had on? He had a Mega Man
yeah,
thing on his arm.
yeah,
He had the Thanos gauntlet. He had the Infinity Gauntlet on his arm. He can't move his like. What do you? He got
yeah.
to hand the ball off like this. Like we're
No, he had
done.
to do toss plays basically. If it
The
wasn't
experiment. The experiment is done. Get Will Howard out there. Let's see what he got. We know what Mason Rudolph could do, which is not much. Get Will
yeah,
Howard out there. I mean, he doesn't have much to work with, so give him a chance. right? Just pack it in, man, because the draft is in Pittsburgh next year. We got some picks. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I don't want to also see like people already like are down on Will Howard. I wasn't super excited when we got him. You still got to give the kid a chance, and even if he's not going to play a snap, by the way, this year, I would be very surprised. But
Nah, he won't.
let's play the what if game that I absolutely hate. What if he does play, and what if he does stink for the last 5-6 weeks? There's not a better quarterback in this draft where I'm just like, that's our guy. Like,
Nope.
there's no like tanking for a quarterback this year if you are any franchise. You know what I mean?
Nope.
So let's just roll with this guy for a little while. Let's see. I'm not expecting another Ben Roethlisberger to come to this team. Like, you're
Right.
very few in between. Like, you're going to get a guy like that. So I'm not. That's not my expectation. I want a guy where the organization, where the offensive coordinator, where the head coach feels confident that he can actually run the plays and sling the ball. I'm
Yep.
tired of the 5 yard plays of the pass plays, not throwing it into the middle of the field, not throwing deep balls. Like, that needs to stop because that doesn't win football games. Clearly, it's not
Yep.
going to. It's not going to win championships. I can tell you that much.
Nope. Nope.
So
Nope. We need one of them
I'm
guys.
over
We need
that.
one of them guys that can move around and can throw the ball. You know, it don't got to be on target all the time, but we need that threat. Because with this kind of offense, especially, right? If you got
Yeah,
guys that can't really get a lot of separation because you're sending 3 tight ends out into routes every play, like
yeah,
you're gonna have to scramble for a little bit and be able to try to get the ball on target, on point, because these guys are gonna be heavily covered. So like what we got right now, Aaron actually has not looked terrible when he's on the move. You know what I mean? But can't nobody get open, which is you traded away George, whatever. We're past it
yeah.
now. But like you need another person. You had a chance to trade for somebody,
You
didn't
didn't
make it
want him.
happen, right? You didn't elevate my boy MVS yet. I'm still waiting for him to come through, right? They're talking about there was a meme posted that they haven't completed any 20+ air yard passes in the
Insane.
month of November.
It's
Like,
insane. It's
we don't got
pathetic. It's not
nobody.
even insane. It's just flat out pathetic.
There's nobody that's Calvin Austin's my guy. He's not fast, so he's not a burner. There's nobody that can really get over the top of the defense like that. And so all they got to do is run that cover 2 shell and keep everything in front of them, and that's it. That's all they got to do. They're gonna get
Yeah.
chunk played. That's why Kenny G. Shout out to Kenny G. Kenny G's been a probably one of the best players on our offense this year.
Him and
Just
Darnell
because
are the
of what
guys.
he's able to do out of the backfield. He could catch the ball out of the backfield. I'm not handing him the ball on 4th and 2 on a draw play when we have an actual running back that can run the ball. Like, I don't understand what their game plan is. They just really just out there doing anything. So like, I have moved my emotions from watching the Steelers team. I actually did that back before the season started, so they don't piss me off that much. They was pissing me off with the Darius Slay shit. Then they benched him, and then they still stunk it up. So like,
I swear to
I
God, man, I feel like this
can't blame
entire
the corners
season.
on it though. But I can't blame the corners on it too much because the run game, that front seven, it comes down to that front seven, that very expensive defensive line we got with them 3 guys that got all that money. They need to make some plays out there. I miss Derek Harmon. You could tell the difference between Derek Harmon in
Yeah.
there and when he's not, because Nunu is too light. Nunu gets tossed around at the point of attack. Especially if they just double down on Nunu and it's a wrap. Everybody else got to make a play though. So like,
Yeah.
they did whatever they wanted. It was just a simple read. It was just like, yo, block who's in front of you, James, Ty, whoever other running back was. They're gonna just make a play off the block and go from there.
Well,
It was like when we played Buffalo in the snow. You remember that with Le'Veon
yeah, of course. And
years
he
ago?
killed it.
Le'Veon ran for like 200 on him.
Yeah.
Like, it was just give him the ball and just let him move behind the lineman and then just pick a gap and go. And that's what happened all day long. So like, that was a smack in the mouth if I've seen anything, but it was more of just a second half smack in the mouth, which is crazy.
Well,
Like, it wasn't
what's up
even.
with that third and 9 run call play too? Like and then to punt on the 4th down. It's I almost feel like we're a part of this joke, or they have like a Make-A-Wish kid calling the plays this year because none of it makes sense. Or maybe they have a blind guy back there just saying like, "Hey, call this play," because none of the play calls make sense. The timing doesn't make sense. A lot of it is super obvious, and if it's not super obvious, they out trick themselves. They
Yep.
overthink it. And so that's what we're kind of at right now is watching these Steelers games because
Yep.
either super obvious or you're overthinking and you're trying to outsmart the other coach and you're outsmart yourself. So
Yep.
that's not going to change this year. It's just not going to. and I want to go back to the fire Mike Tomlin chance because
I was
obviously
coming back around to that too. So
we briefly talked about this last week, and I didn't want to get into it. But now that there's chance in the stadium, that's never a good sign for a coach or an organization.
yep,
Um, I had tweeted to, he needs to be fired, and I'm not necessarily saying like tomorrow. You're just going to ride the season out. I think he deserves better than that. Let him ride the
right.
season out. But I do think it's time to move on. I think he needs to find
You
a new
about to
place,
ride the
which he
season
will
out
right
till
away.
9-8
And
and piss everybody off. He's gonna.
exactly. And but the thing is, I think it's as a Steelers fan base, I think it's okay to say we need to move on from him and have a nice mutual like parting instead of just
Yep.
being like screw this guy, this and that. Because I will forever be thankful for him bringing another Super Bowl to this franchise. And as I told
hmm
you before, him coming to Pittsburgh after a Bill Cowher run. Him being a black coach in the NFL where the turnover is super high, as we know, and him succeeding what anyone probably thought that he could do, especially at the young age of coming in and coaching that franchise. So I don't want that to be lost by any means for this fan base because he will forever be one of the greatest coaches that we've ever had.
Yeah,
But it's also okay on the other end to say he needs a new
it's time.
location and we need to find someone that is maybe better fit for 2026. So
Yeah, it's the
I,
same.
I
It's the
think it's, I
same
think you
thing.
can
Like with
separate the two and come to
yeah,
an agreement of like it's okay to say we need to move past Tomlin.
it's the same thing. Like with Big Ben. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
It was like, yo, Ben, you are a legend. We love everything you brought to this team.
Yeah,
But like, bro, it's been a few years too long already, and like, it's time to go. We love you, but you stinking it up now. Like,
yeah, and that's how I feel about
you
Rodgers.
know,
It
I
hasn't
mean,
been that
Rodgers,
fun.
man, Rodgers didn't really show me anything from when he was on the Jets that had me to be excited for this year. Anyway,
Yeah,
I thought it was just a waste. I was like, I want to go with Mason and DK and George and Fryer move and see what's up. And then
yeah.
everything just went where it went. So now we're here at 6-6. We going to Baltimore this week. It's Ravens week. And so we gotta. I don't even know. I don't know, bro. I don't know. I don't even know.
Yeah, I
I
mean, at
can't
the
even
end of
be excited.
this is the wrong week to be like we need to lose because I never want to lose to the Ravens. Obviously, like
No,
it's the best, not the greatest, but the best rivalry in the NFL, in my opinion, of the past 20 years. So I never want to lose to them. So it kind of stinks. It's like let's just finish and lose out, but to them, it's a little bit different
right.
story. So
Yeah, like of course I say like we gotta lose out. We gotta go 6-11. But like now we played the Ravens 2 times. Like we gotta
yeah,
finish 8-9. Like beat the Ravens twice and finish 8-9. Like
yeah.
because like it's the Ravens. You know what I'm saying? The way that
And they
the way
don't look good either. So
they don't,
this
bro. But the way
this
this run, all they gotta do is come out there, Todd Monken, and come out there with 3 tight end set and run the ball all day on these guys.
yeah,
They're not going to
yeah.
do that, but that's all they need to do, and they could win the game 10-0 because the Steelers' offense can't do shit,
I know. And what's funny is that this past week Burrow comes back and like somehow the Bengals defense got better by Burrow coming back. Like
bro. And what I
no, the
tell you,
Ravens stink, dude. The Ravens stink, and they're gonna drop 30 on us, and we're gonna probably score 20, and it's gonna be one of those games. And I'm not. By the way, what are you doing next week? Because I would love to watch the game with you.
this week
If you see
we
Ravens,
have a Christmas breakfast with Santa.
that's miserable.
Um,
You got to get out of there immediately.
it actually is a fun time. It's a fun time. But then after that, I don't
We
know.
could
Stay
talk
tuned.
about we could talk about it later this week, but I would like to watch the Ravens game with you. But yeah, let's see how this game goes. I mean, I don't have my hopes up for anything. Like, what is it? Like, what's going to happen is what's going to happen. I'm going to
Yeah,
continue to be frustrated. I'm going to continue wanting to turn the TV off. But at the end of the day, we're Steelers fans. We got to support them. I just don't want to continue to watch ugly
I,
football, but I
I
have
think it's
to.
gonna. I think it's gonna make for a great game because we got like the same way that we feel as Steelers fans.
They feel it.
I know a lot of Ravens fans. They feel the exact same way about their team. They feel the
Yeah.
same way about their coach. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Harbaugh's been there 18 years. Tomlin's
It's
been here what
crazy.
19 years.
Yeah.
Like it's like kind of like ugly twins right now.
That's
It's
so
like
funny how that's worked out. Like,
yeah, seeing a
no,
pair of ugly twins. Like oh damn, they both look terrible right now. But obviously the upside in regards to Lamar. Derrick Henry and whatever they could put up, whatever they're supposed to be doing, expectations versus reality. It's the same for our defense. It's the same for their
Yeah.
offense, same for our defense. So like something's got to give, I guess, maybe in this game, one way or
I
the
mean,
other.
you would think us playing the Ravens 2 times a year would prepare us for Josh Allen and the Bills if they were going to run the ball, because Josh Allen can, obviously, we know, run as well as anybody in the NFL. So you think that would have
Yeah.
prepared. So that's what makes me nervous about this Ravens matchup, is that if we were so undisciplined, unprepared, and soft last week, against the Ravens, it's going to be worse, in my opinion. It has the potential to be worse. Even though you say
Listen,
it can't get worse, it can.
and Harmon's not going to be back for this game. I
No.
don't think so. That's going to be a big deal. You know what I mean? Because we saw it last time we played the Ravens. What did they do? The ball all over
Mhm.
us in that playoff game, and it was ugly. So
Yeah.
like, I don't expect it to go any differently in that regard. And offensively, we're in the same shithole that we were in when we played then. We don't have enough firepower on the offensive side. We cannot run the ball as well or consistently. So like, we could get behind early in this game, and that Baltimore defense is actually better than the Buffalo defense is. So like,
Yeah.
because they're back and they're healthy now. Like they lost to Joe Burrow and them, but you're talking about Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow.
Yeah.
There's only so much you could do, but this, like, we don't got nothing scary. DK is not scary. Like, like we have no kind of actual offensive threat. The 2 running backs out the backfield are the biggest threats, and obviously Darnell when he gets downhill. But like, give the ball to 30, give the ball to 14, put them both out there all the time, and just make it happen. Just get them the ball. They
Yeah.
could get them the ball in open space. They're the guys that have been making plays all season. If we're trying to get out this stadium with a win, we got to stay on the field as an offense and get off the field on 3rd and longs, because
Yeah.
the 3rd and longs have been the bane of the existence of the Pittsburgh Steelers defense. When it gets to 3rd and long, these guys just forget how to play. They drop back in a deep cushion zone, like you talked about the cushion, right? They give them the crazy 12-yard cushion on 3rd and 5, and there we go. Now we're stuck on the field. The time of possession for the first half yesterday, 21 minutes out of the 30.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, what are we doing? So, like, and then obviously it doesn't help when the offense doesn't move the ball when you do have it. But like that run was working. So like they was on the field up for a very long time. They sustained those long drives.
Well,
They didn't score because they
haven't the
turned the
Steelers
ball over.
defense hasn't the Steelers defense been on the field longer than any other team in
Probably.
this season?
Yeah, I
So
mean, all that money, man, they can't even get off the damn field. It's kind of ridiculous to me.
yeah, I get if like the offense is turning the ball over in a lot of 3 and outs, but like it's not even like that. It's just the 3rd and 8s, the 3rd and 10s, the 3rd and 12s. I mean, I look at my wife; she's half paying attention to the game. I'm like, oh, here comes another first down. It's just,
Yeah.
you just know it's coming, and if they can't stop that against the Ravens, then it's going to be a long, gruesome game again. And I just don't see the light at the end of the tunnel right now, which is
Yeah.
not good. There's no so. Sorry, go.
I'm looking at like a 17-7 Ravens game. Like it's like 14-7. They kick a field goal, and then like we just don't do anything else, man. I don't see it being a win. So, I wish we was playing somebody that it could be a trap game of some sort, because everybody that we playing, the NFL is so wide open at this point. We got Detroit looking like the Detroit is in the hunt. You know what I mean? They went from looking like a top team. They're in the hunt now. Baltimore 6-6. Miami actually has rattled up off a couple wins. I think they battled.
Miami's in the hunt, dude.
They battled their way into the hunt. You know what I mean? And then we got Cleveland. They're trying to put it together. Myles Garrett is clearly the best defensive player on any field, no matter what. And none of these games are any kind of gimmies whatsoever. So
no, not at all.
We really got a chance to drop in the last 5. You know what I mean? And maybe they end up talking to Mike right now. Like, listen, you want to keep your job? Drop these 5. And we're gonna get you a nice pick, and we're gonna go from there. I don't know, man. I don't see how Mike Tomlin survives this season, to be honest with you, because I feel like he was all the way on board with everybody, convincing everybody to make all these trades and to bring Aaron in. I think that was all him.
Yeah, I don't doubt it. I don't doubt it. Well, just to see how obviously this week unfolds, and then the rest of the season. Because, like you said, if he has another winning season, are they really gonna let him go after 18 years? And I think the Rooneys are a little, too loyal in that sense, where
I
they
don't know.
won't do it.
I don't know about the brand, man. When you hear the crowd chant and fire Tomlin as loud as possible, man,
And
that's
booing
gotta
Renegade too, like
yeah, that's gotta mean something to them. So when we're talking about the storied organization looking like it's in shambles right now, some stuff got to get shaken up. You know what I mean? And it's not like, oh, we got to make a quarterback change. It's a 41-year-old quarterback who he might not even come out. He might retire tomorrow. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
and people will be like, I get it. You know what I mean? Like, so it's gonna fall on somebody.
yeah.
And Arthur Smith. Oh God, they fire Mike, and then they're like, oh, Arthur, you're the guy. I might faint.
No, no,
Um,
no, 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 no! Don't say that, man. Don't say that. Do not.
oh man,
Don't
I
even
just got
put. Don't even put that.
sick.
Don't even put that in the universe.
Oh,
Do not do that. No, no. He's gone. He's gone. He's gone with Tomlin, bro.
oh
If that's the case, but you just have to see how it unfolds. And whoever wants to hold on to Tomlin, listen, I get it. I'm not going to blame you for saying like, hey, if you love Tomlin personally, like I do too. But I'm at the point where I understand that it needs to be a mutual breakup, and let's just
yeah.
move on. I salute
Well,
him. I won't. But he has my praise. But let's move
Mike
on.
Tomlin need to understand this, Mike. If you're watching this, Mike, I need to, Mike. If you mess this up, Mike, where does my brand go? What do I do from here? Who am I supposed to be if I can't be not Coach Tomlin? Why did you do this to me? Why did you do this to us? I don't know. You say stuff like just keep watching, but like it hurts my eyes to watch. So why are you telling us
how
to do this?
how hilarious slash like I don't
I
know
need you to
if
get it together, Mike. Mike, I don't know how. I
he's
don't
going to
know
go to the
how
Browns
you.
and coach. Watch.
I don't know how you get yourself out of this, but get us out of this because, like, you got to think about something bigger than yourself and think about my show. What am I supposed to do when you're not coaching the Steelers no more? You didn't think about that before the season started. You selfish, Mike. Get it together, man. Don't do what you've been doing, but do it better. Do something different, please, and do something better, please.
You're gonna have to become
Please,
the new
man.
Coach Tomlin, not Coach Tomlin. You have to be the new Coach Tomlin once he leaves. So
Yeah, maybe you're right, man. All right, I'm trying to be optimistic about it, but it's gonna be tough.
yeah,
This show has to go on. So
the show
shit.
goes on. The show goes on.
Yeah, what's
Well,
your score prediction for the game though for the Ravens?
man, I like your you said what's 20-7 or 17-7? What did
I
you
said
say?
17-7, yeah.
I feel like the Steelers. We'll have to see what the weather looks like, obviously, because that obviously plays a factor. But I'm gonna go like 20 to. I'll say 2017 Ravens. I think that's
Okay.
the most typical type of score for between those teams. So I'm just going to go 2017 Ravens.
You think we're
Hey,
gonna score 17 points?
maybe an overtime tie. How
That would
appropriate
be
would that
like the
be for
most
the two teams?
hilarious thing that could ever happen because then the damn Bengals gonna end up
Bengals.
winning the division. Like it's gonna be
Yes.
so ridiculous, bro.
Yeah.
I don't see the Steelers scoring 17 points, man. So we'll see. I think it's gonna be like 17-9 or something stupid like that. You know, three
Yeah.
field goals. Maybe they decide to actually
If they don't score
kick the
double digits
ball.
again, if they don't score double digit points again, then that's going to be a huge, huge, huge issue. So I think I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt and say they get to 17. But in the end, we either lose in overtime or it's going to be a tie. It's going to end in a tie. Which now I'm kind of like just for a story, like the plot. I'm kind of rooting for the tie. Like
A
that
tie would be hysterical. Six,
Steeler
six,
fans
and
and
one.
Ravens fans just be dapping each other up. Like yo, we got.
Yep. Nobody could be upset. Everybody be like, you know what? We didn't lose, so
Yeah.
whatever. That'd be hilarious, man. So we'll
Yeah,
see. We'll
but
see how it turns out. I'm gonna try to see about getting up with you for the game though.
yeah, absolutely. You let me know. Obviously, it's only Monday, so you got some time. I have a wedding on Saturday, but I'll be good to go. Obviously on Sunday, so we'll be in talks for sure.
Cool. All right, brother man. So I'm gonna get with you at some point. We'll make it happen, man.
All right, sounds good, my guy.
Yes,
Take it
sir.
easy. Have a good night.
You too, man.